Good morning. I decided to go live a little bit early because there was a little bit of panic this morning. Let me make sure my audio's okay and let me get the chat showing up. Oh, let's go. Oh my goodness. So I usually when I'm getting ready to start the live, NBC 10 Boston already has the live ready to go. Like I just need to click on it and wait. And they didn't have it this morning. So I was in full blown panic. I was like, are they not showing it today? Um, but they are. So we're good. We're good. Okay. Thank you, Carol. Good morning, Carol. Good morning. We're here, everybody. We we're here. I yesterday I posted the closing arguments, um, and I really feel now that I could actually hear the audio because I optimized the audio. I think both defense and prosecution performed well. I think they did them well. High vibe. I just my gut, even though this is not what I want, my gut is that they will be guilty, but I think he'll be guilty, but of second degree. That's what I'm hearing. Yeah. So I do want to say, I don't know how I bring it up, but I wanted to mention the shootings at Brown University and Bondi Beach. I think that's how you pronounce it. And just my thoughts and condolences are with all of these people that are affected by the tragedy. Um, I mean, it gets to a point, what are you gonna say? Nothing, like, there's nothing I can say, but, I do wanna thank you so much for being here, and my thoughts are with all of these people, so, yeah. I know what's going on in this world, I don't know. I don't know, vibe, I don't know. Yeah. Thank you, Carol. Thoughts and prayers to Brown University and Bondi Beach. Bondi Beach, I think. Yeah. And Rob Reiner also. Yeah. Yeah. So what is happening? And I think people have this fascination with true crime, partly because we want to see justice. And no matter what, it doesn't bring the person back. So you'll hear oftentimes when families of victims start talking about, if a guilty verdict happens, there's this perception that they'll start feeling better, right? And instead, what they always say is, doesn't bring her back, doesn't bring him back, and that I may say something that many of you disagree with, but I know a lot of people say that they want closure, they seek closure. And in my experience and what feel, I don't think there's ever closure because there's always the pain of that person or that loved one is not physically there with you, right? So, and I think other times that people say the word closure is in um, in relationships, if there's a falling out, if there's a breakup, people seek closure thinking that it is an action usually, and I'm going to say what I usually hear. What I usually hear is someone say, I just want him or her to say blah 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 so I can have my closure, or I just want the other person to take this action for me to have my closure. And I hate to break it to you, but you don't you don't need the other person to do something for you to move forward. That I feel have, at least for me, I feel I do that because I'm not ready to let go. So I'm um placing my ability to let go on, or my hope of reconcile, like, sometimes even though we're saying we're seeking closure, it's almost like you're hoping for some type of reconciliation, like maybe if this person said this, they'll become a changed person and everything will be okay. And I don't know, once someone has shown you who they are, and if they weren't willing to acknowledge what they did before, why would they do it now? I don't know, I'm sorry to be so negative, everybody. um I've just, heard from friends, they're in these horrible relationships and they break up and they say, I I want him to acknowledge that when he said this it was wrong, or that when he lied and this and this, and it's like, look, you don't need that. There really is not going to be closure. Time just needs to pass and the wound gets less and less severe. The pain is still there sometimes. Um, but yeah, yeah, let's see. It just brings resolution, but you still have grief and trauma. Yes, Carol, that is very, very well said. Vibe, I have no idea why people think they have the right to do that to anyone. I have no idea. Good morning, Sharona. We started off on a serious foot this morning. Um, yeah. Carol says, I lost my mother December 2022. It has taken a long time to grieve, and she died of natural causes. I'm sorry, Carol. Vibe says, took me 10 years for my dad. He was only 67. Oh, big hugs, everybody. So, Carol, I lost my dad about a year before you lost your mom. I don't know why I read that as December 2021 because my dad passed January 2022. And I thought it was about a month apart, but no, it's about almost a year apart. Yeah. It's hard, guys. It's hard. And my friend lost her dog a week ago. What do you do? What can you do? There's nothing I can say. And in fact, like I told her, I won't be a good friend for you through this because the thought of it makes me cry. If don't come to me if you want. I mean, I will talk you through the grief, I will talk you through the pain, I will talk about what I went through, but my outlook on it is kind of bleak. Like it still hurts, So that's what I tell her. I'm like, if you want to hear that it still hurts, I'm the person to talk to. But um TMTB says closure after a bad relationship can happen, but it usually comes from themselves. Exactly. Exactly. Thank you, TMTB. That's what is needed to have another relationship and not repeat the past. Yes. Thank you very much, TMTB. It does happen because you're right. When I look back on my romantic relationships, I feel like I've had closure. I don't harbor any anger or ill will or wish things were different or anything like that. But that had to be me. I could not expect my healing to begin as soon as they did something or they said something, I am responsible for that healing journey. And a lot of times if you're, if you're basing your healing on someone else doing something, you risk being hurt again and being disappointed again if they don't do it. And what a life, right, everybody? What a life. It's is it what time is it? Let's get these glasses on. Oh, 11 people in the chat. Good morning. Sorry, everybody, if that was a very depressing start to the day. Good morning, Steve. Good morning. You know what I realized, everybody? Remember, I was saying there were some chats that weren't showing up in like when I'm looking down here, but they're showing up on the screen. It's because I think the chat had selected top instead of all. So I changed it. So hopefully I will be able to see. Sharona says that was a gift to your friend to be upfront, that you would stand beside her, but you couldn't be dependent on for the support she might need. Sometimes a friend just needs to know you're there. Yeah. I mean that's the thing. I will be there. I will be there. And when I say what I mean when I say I won't be a good friend through it, it's because I'm gonna tell her how hard it is. I'm gonna tell her it's the worst, and yeah. So that's kind of where I was coming from. Like I will sit and talk to her as long as she wants. I just don't know that if she wants to hear one day it won't hurt at all. I'm not gonna say that because in my experience, that's not what it is. Good morning, Michelle and Kathy. You guys, I was kind of nervous this morning because I was telling everybody earlier, I got on the live and I went to NBC 10 Boston, which is where I stream this from. And usually they have the live up the day before. And I got there and there was no live. And I was like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? How am I going to know? And what am I going to show everybody here? I don't know. But just a couple of minutes ago, they showed it. So Vibe, will this jury still be deliberating? Yes, they will. So we may not get an answer today. We may not. We don't know when they'll come back. The good thing is today they'll have a full day. Usually, and this is from what I remember from the Karen Reed trial, is that in the mornings there's like a check-in. So um, prosecution and defense are there. They check in with the judge, and then they bring the jury in. The jury gets asked those same questions, and then the jury goes and starts deliberating. Sharona says, grief lasts a lifetime. It doesn't get easier. You just learn how to bear the heaviness of it a little easier. Yeah, agreed. Good morning, Monarch. Kathy Lou says, in this world, we will see trouble. Yep, but take heart. Yeah, we were never promised that this world was going to be easy. We were not. And yeah, that's what it is. That's what it is. What's the next trial we are gonna watch? Good question, Michelle. Oh my goodness, I forget who it was that suggested it. It may have been Lisa, but I'm sorry if I don't remember who it was. But I'm thinking the one of the lady that wrote the book. The lady that wrote, I can't remember her name, but I think it's in Utah and it's in February. And you guys know what the good thing about Utah is? Is that it's probably the middle time zone for us in America. Um, so it's not Pacific time and it's not Easter time. It's like right in the middle. So finding a spirit of peace and hope. Yeah. Yeah. Kuri something. Yes, I think that's it. Thank you, Sharona. Yes. Have you all enjoyed this, watching this trial together? I mean, why am I asking? You're here, right? If you're here, you've been enjoying it. I hope you have. And I'm so I get so happy to see the live stream chats and how everyone is doing. Yeah. Richens, thank you, Sharona, watching from UK. Hi, Miss Chloe. So, Miss Chloe, I don't really know how the judicial system works in the UK. Let me turn down my lights. It's kind of bright. How is it? How is the process in the UK? Does this what do you think are some similarities and some differences? And I know that probably that's a loaded question. So, um, if anyone in the chat wants to know, I know only if Brian goes down. I hear you, Vibe. I hear you. I hear you. And then what? You know what? Let me put a poll. Um, where is? Oh, you know what? Because I'm on here with revealing the narc and not revealing the crime, I cannot do the poll, but that can be fixed. That can be fixed. I may have an audio issue in a second, but I will fix it. Oh no, we don't have an audio issue. We're good. Okay. Let's and I'm going to change top chat to live chat because I want to see everybody's chat. I don't know how it determines too what's a top chat and what's a live chat because we're all talking to each other. So I don't know. Okay, Miss Chloe says it's pretty similar, but we don't have plea deals here. Okay, good to know. All right, so let's get a poll. Um, if Brian is found guilty, which charge will it be? First degree, premeditation, and second degree. Let's get this poll started. I want to hear what you have to say. Um, let's see. Miss Sharon says, I don't know what I'd do if I couldn't have the answer. It's just a few keystrokes away. Yeah, if you remember enough to ask the question, you'll likely find an answer. Yeah, can you imagine how difficult it is for them because they can't? We were in our live stream and we're asking Grok, and I think that's how you pronounce it. We're asking Grok, and we're asking, um, oh, Kathy Lou. I saw your question the other day. Um, I will look it up and see what it says. Oh, well, I'm glad you're back, Steve. I'm glad you're back. Corey Witchens, Kathy Lou says. Okay, um let's find out. And I'm gonna ask ChatGPT and see what the explanation is, and then I'll do more research. I'm not gonna rely just on ChatGPT. Oh, good. ChatGPT says I'll keep this educational. Good. Okay, forensically, on a rug or a carpet, a blood clot doesn't look like a simple stain. It typically appears as a darker, thicker, gelatinous looking mass. It's often raised or textured, it's not flat. It may sit on top of the fibers rather than soaking evenly through, can look irregular or lumpy, sometimes with a defined edge. Because rugs trap material between fibers, clotted blood can retain shape longer than on smooth surfaces. So it's basically not going to be um, a flat stain like how you would see on a floor or something like that. It's going to have like a three-dimensional shape. The other question I asked was, does the presence of a clot mean the person was alive? And it says not necessarily, but timing matters. Blood can clot before and after death, but how it clots and where it appears helps forensic interpretation. Blood begins clotting within minutes of leaving the body. Clotting does not require the person to be alive. What does matter is circulation, gravity, movement, and whether the blood was disturbed. So it says here that there are a couple scenarios that forensic experts consider. The first one is clot form while the person was alive. It's possible if the person was bleeding but still had circulation, blood pooled slowly, and there was limited movement. In this case, you may see larger pooled areas, partial soaking with clot material sitting atop fibers, but this is not automatic proof of life. Um, Second one, clot formed after death, also possible. Blood can still exit wounds. Gravity allows pooling. Blood naturally coagulates as it cools. Clot, Clots formed postmortem may sit more distinctly on the surface, show less directional spatter, lack signs of pressure or movement. And then the third one is blood moved after clotting. If a clot is found in an unexpected location or appears disrupted or smeared, that may suggest the surface was moved, the body was moved, or cleanup was attempted. Again, this speaks to activity, not necessarily life status. Okay, now let's ask about the size. Quarter inch. ChatGPT says, I'll explain this how a forensic expert would explain it. I appreciate that, ChatGPT. That's how CSI described it. Guess she was bleeding prior or after on the rug, or it could have moved. If there was cleanup, it said it could have been moved during cleanup. Oh, get this. A quarter-inch clot is considered small. Huh. But distinct. You would think that that sounds huge to me. It's large enough to be noticed and described, but not large enough to imply a massive volume of blood on its own. Um, it does not. It does not indicate rapid high pressure bleeding. It does not automatically mean the victim was alive at the time. The blood came from a major artery, the wound was severe, and the exact moment of death. Clot size alone cannot answer time or cause of death. Monarch is asking for evidence of premeditation. The only one I heard during the closing arguments was the only one I heard the prosecutor say, and you all let me know if you heard something else because I may have missed it. But she mentioned that on New Year's Eve, Brian was already setting up that he lost his phone to try to explain why he didn't contact Anna, why he didn't contact Anna. And we know that he did actually have his phone because when they did forensic examination, he had deleted an email, he had charged the phone, he had unlocked the phone, I think 4 times. So that is the one that the prosecutor specifically mentioned. Sharona says, what sticks in my mind after re-listening to defense closing is that most people would call 911 if they suddenly find their loved one dead after you had seen them 1 hour ago. Yes. Yes. The defense said he was confused and scared, and that's more likely how you would feel. That is a great point, Steve. That is a great point. So, does any I wish they brought up to me one of the big things that was premeditated was when the parole officer was talking about how Um, on December 22nd, that was when Brian had to put in his plans for the following week. I think it was December 22nd. And he's, oh my goodness, excuse me, everybody. Oh, sorry. He had said that his plans for New Year's Day were to drive his mom back home after the mom had surgery, but the mom was never at the home. Jem never said the mom
Your
was at
Honor,
home.
continuation of the jury trial in Commonwealth versus Brian Walsh, indictment 2023-0091. Defendant and counsel are present in court. Counsel, if you'd once again identify yourselves to the court in the record, please.
Good morning, Your Honor. Greg Connor for the Commonwealth.
Good morning.
Good morning, Your Honor. Ann Yaz for the Commonwealth.
Good morning.
Morning, Your Honor. Tracy Cusick for the Commonwealth.
Welcome.
Good morning, Your Honor. Good morning, everyone. Kelly Porges on behalf of Mr. Walsh.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Your Honor. Larry Tipton for Mr. Walsh.
Good morning to everyone. We had a little delayed start because one of our jurors is absent today, luckily. Is juror number 15, who is an alternate juror. I'll see counsel at the side of the bench.
Thanks, Kathy, for asking everyone to hit the like. Kathy said if they had the electronic data from Thanksgiving to Christmas, it would have been telling. Yeah. Yeah, thank goodness it's an alternate, honestly, Sharona. So I want to go back to the question that Kathy was asking. It says, how forensic experts contextualize a quarter-inch clot? They look at it alongside the surrounding blood pattern. Is there a blood stain? Is there a pool stain underneath? Is the blood absorbed into padding? Are there any transfer smear marks nearby? Yeah, it says a quarter-inch clot on a rug is not unusual. Yeah, it keeps repeating that you can't tell whether or not it happened before, after death. Yeah. Yeah, it says here a quarter-inch blood clot tells us blood sat in one place long enough to coagulate. It does not tell us whether the person was alive, how they died, or exactly when. And I'm actually surprised that a quarter-inch is considered small. I thought that was huge, like that's visible to the naked eye. So I was a little bit surprised about that. Yeah, let me see how you're all doing on the poll. You're going down, buddy. Did she just whip her hair? Oh, Sharona says, thanks for reminding me to choose live chat. I don't know who at YouTube decided. I know. Why would top chat be the default? I want to see what everybody is saying. So poison wouldn't show in the blood stain. I'm not sure if that's enough to determine that vibe. Might as well ask, huh? Good morning, Jen J.
Jurors entering, all rise.
Hear ye. All persons having anything to do before the Honorable Diane Fernandez, Justice of the Norfolk Superior Court. Draw near, give your attendance, and you shall be heard. God save the Commonwealth. May be seated. Court is in session.
Good morning, jurors. Good morning. Jurors, I'll start today. Hope you all had a nice weekend. We'll start today, as we have every morning of this trial, with the 4 questions. Jurors, were you able to comply with my order that you not speak to anyone about this case? Yes. Were you able to comply with my order that you not do any research about this case?
Yes.
Be able to comply with my order that you not go on social media or any news media?
Yes.
And do you all still have open minds?
Yes.
Jurors, you may have noticed that we were delayed in starting today, and juror number 15, who is an alternate juror, is not here today for purely personal reasons. And it has nothing to do with this case and shouldn't impact your day in any way. But I did want to not make mention of the fact that juror number 15 isn't here, because then you might be wondering. It's purely personal, nothing related to this case. All right? So with that, jurors, I'll send you back to your deliberations. Thank you very much.
Jurors exiting, all rise. Please bring your notebooks with you. Watch your step.
For me, please.
Just remind you of the 10-minute rule. Always be within 10 minutes of the courthouse. Thank you.
All rise.
Okay, you guys, here it is. It just hit me how close we are to the verdict when I heard the judge say, be within 10 minutes of the courthouse. Oh, Monarch is asking if I watched 12 Angry Men. No, I didn't watch it. I'm gonna see if that's something that that Royal Daily Team Michelle and I can review. And maybe that review I'll put on Revealing the Crime. So everybody, that's what I was thinking too. What you are all saying in the comments, Steve brought it up. You can take someone's life and not have to use any blood to do it. And I can think of 2 right off the top of my head. Some type of toxin or poison or overdose and asphyxiation, like you are all saying. He could have pushed her and accidentally caused her death. Yeah. Was this said in the trial? Vibe, I don't think so. I don't think the only thing the prosecution hinted at was that knife. And I think they only hinted at that knife because that moron, his Google searches, one was how to clean blood off the knife, can a dishwasher remove blood stains, and HIV. That HIV thing, I'm not sure. And I wonder if, this is pure speculation on my part, but I wonder if one of them was HIV positive, and if HIV was detected on the knife, then that would indicate that maybe blood was on the knife. And if they know which of them may have been HIV positive, it could indicate whose blood it could be. And based on all of that, I would venture to say maybe he was worried about it being positive for Anna's blood. Maybe she was HIV. And you know what? I hate that running these types of assumptions, because look how many layers of assumptions I just went through, right? So it was just Yeah, the prosecution never said enough. Yeah, I'm kind of disappointed there too. Yeah, he absolutely could have done it accidentally. And that would be second degree. Yeah, TMTB. Yeah. So some of you, we were just talking about the quarter-inch blood and whether or not we could do. Let me turn those lights back down because it's kind of bright. Um, a quarter-inch clot can be sufficient for toxicology, but it is not ideal and not reliable for every substance. What matters more than size alone is the type of toxin, concentration, stability of the substance, how long the blood sat, and environmental exposure. Substance is more likely to be detectable uh, in small or degraded samples, include alcohol, many common drugs, benzodiazepine, opioids, antidepressants, some heavy metals, and certain stable poisons. And some modern instruments, like it mentions a couple different mass spec methods, are extremely sensitive, nanogram or even picogram levels. Substances that are harder to detect, uh, it says detection becomes unreliable if the substance metabolizes quickly, breaks down outside the body, or requires fresh blood or larger volume. Examples include cyanides, fast acting organic toxins, substances that bind poorly to clotted blood. In those cases, absence does not mean absence of exposure. A negative toxicology result from a small clot does not rule out poisoning. So that is the answer there. Hi, Grammy Bug. So, Grammy Bug, the big thing that just happened in court is we heard juror number 15, who is an alternate juror is not going to be there today because of a personal issue. And luckily, this person was an alternate juror. I don't know if I just mentioned that. Do you know what that reminds me of? Have any of you watched 30 Rock? And once you answer that, I'll tell you what it reminded me of. And then the judge told the judge dismissed the jury and told everybody else there to be within 10 minutes of the courthouse. So everybody be within 10 minutes of your computer screen because we need to run once we hear that a verdict. Yes, TFTB. The rural juror. The rural juror. That was, and I haven't seen 30 Rock in a long, long time, but that was it a movie? I think that one of the actresses on 30 Rock. Oh goodness, excuse me. One of the actresses on 30 Rock was supposed to be playing on it. It was so hard to say. The rural juror. The rural juror. Yeah. Let me see what your poll, what everyone is saying in the poll. Let's see. Okay, so let's see. We have 16 votes. That's a good sample size. 62% of you believe that he'll be found guilty of premeditation. Well, that's great. That's great. My opinion is second degree, but I would obviously love first degree, right? So let me end that poll. Okay, everyone. So, oh, it sounds freezing, Kathy, where you are. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, everyone. I will turn off my camera and my microphone, but I am right by the computer. As soon as we hear something, I will jump back on camera. So, let's see. Oh, here's another question. Do you think jury will come back today? And what I did, I tried to compare the Karen Reed trial to this one. In the Karen Reed trial, they came back on a Wednesday, and the case went to the jury on a Friday. So same timing. It was a Friday afternoon, deliberations began, and they came back that Wednesday. But I think in the Karen Reed case, the defense called witnesses. So they heard a lot of expert testimony on both sides. And it seems like there may have been a lot more conversations that needed to happen there. ChatGPT's estimation is they'll come back today or tomorrow because it's a little bit more straightforward. They didn't hear expert testimonies on two different sides, so we'll see. Jen J says, I thought they would do it Friday. Oh, I love the optimism. Tiffany, say it with your, I'm not sure what you mean, Kathy. You mean be proud of it? They're coming back today. It's happening in fact, they are coming back before lunch, everybody. They're going to be like, we want to have lunch somewhere else. Okay. I don't want to have lunch in court again. Yeah. We got to see what those two have been doing, Kathy, honestly. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, everyone. Well, also, I just want to say my poor little pup has so gotten used to this 5 a.m. me waking up and 6 a.m. live stream that she's still in bed. She never has done this. She's always like here with me, but she's like, I know what the routine is and I'm staying in bed. I am not getting up for this. Yeah. Okay, Grammy Buck says, I went and watched everything. I changed my mind on the prosecutor's closing. She did better than I thought. Yeah, she did better than I thought. And so did the defense. Like when I could finally hear the audio of what they were saying, I think, yeah, she thinks I'm nuts. That's for sure, Monarch. That's for sure. I'm really surprised that she's not out here, actually. She's becoming a big girl. Yeah. Yeah, she's smart. You're right, Sharona. Not waking up too long to wait to eat. Yeah, because she still has a good hour and a half before I need to feed her. So that's funny. That's funny. All right, everyone. So I am going to turn off my camera and my mic. I'll have a different banner scrolling. I'll come and check on the chat occasionally, but I am just a couple of feet away from my computer. So oh, she ripped it off when she got home. She looks so cute. Let me see if I could show her too with her little haircut because she's such a little fluffy-kiss. Aurora, come here. Aurora, you want to come? Aurora. No, nothing. She's not coming. Aurora, you want a treat? Not even the treat. Not even the treat. Aurora, you want a treat? You do? Come here. Come here, give me a treat. Come on. She's looking at me, but she's not moving. Aurora, come here. Come here, little bubble butt. Yeah, she's coming. Come on, little good girl. Let me see. Let me see. What a good girl. Let's show everybody your little haircut. Look at this. Look at this fluffy kiss. Oh, yes. Yes, what a good girl. Show them your haircut. Look what a baby face you have. Look at that. Oh, why are you trembling? Mommy will give you a treat. I'll give you a tweet. You'll get a tweet. Yeah, she's kind of shaking. Oh, it's okay, Baba. There she is. Look at how cute she looks with her haircut. Look, so cute. So short. So fluffy. Okay. All right, everyone. I'm going to give her a treat. Watch this. Alexa, tell Furbo to throw a treat. Furbo threw a treat. You want to go get it? You want to go get it? Let's go. Let's go get it. There you go. Go get it. You know what she does? It only threw one treat out. Sometimes it throws a bunch. And when it's only one, she'll look back at me like, tell it to do it again. So right now she's not going for the treat. She's standing next to me because she wants me to tell it to do it again. Silly girl. Oh my goodness. So cute. All right, everyone. I'm gonna make it worth her time for coming out of bed to say hi to everybody. And yeah, so I will see all of you very, very soon. I will update this banner and I will be nearby jumping in on the chat whenever I can. So see you all soon. I'm excited. Hopefully they come back today.
seated. Court is in session.
We're back on the record in the matter of Commonwealth versus Walsh.
The jury's reached a verdict.
Oh my gosh, the jury's reached the verdict. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Okay, everybody, let's start making announcements. Let's start telling people to join our live because it looks like it's time, everybody. I can't believe it. This was fast. It's not a good sign, I think, for Mr. Walsh, Mr. Brian. I can't wait to hear this. I can't wait to hear it. Okay, let's start. If everyone can, let's start announcing it. Let's see if we can get people to join the live stream. I'm going to do that right now. Oh my gosh, I can't believe everybody. I didn't call it. I thought it would be tomorrow, honestly, but we'll see. We'll see. I think it was Jen J that called it, and there was someone else, Vibe. I think Vibe called it too. I can't believe it, everybody. This is it. This saga. Wow. Okay, everyone, I posted it. Wow. Wow, they've stuck Brian in the middle. Huh. So he can cry on both their shoulders. Oh my gosh. I can't believe it. I'm like excited but nervous at the same time. Usually it's not a good sign if the jury comes back quick. And I feel this is quick. Like, what did they have? Like 3 hours, 4 hours on Friday? And we are about 2 hours in today. So we're talking like 6 hours. And do you guys think that I'm sorry, I'm so excited. Do you guys think that this week is when the 2020 and Dateline episodes will come out about this? I think they might. Yeah, Jen J, here we go. You called it, Jen J.
Entering, all rise. Will the deliberating jurors and the defendant please remain standing? Everyone else in the courtroom may be seated.
Your Honor, may I inquire?
You may.
Mr. Foreperson, in the matter of the Commonwealth versus Brian Walsh, have the deliberating jurors reached a unanimous verdict?
We have.
Thank you, sir. If you could hand that to the court officer, please. Your Honor, may the verdict be recorded.
It may.
Mr. Foreperson, in the matter of the Commonwealth versus Brian Walsh, Norfolk Superior Court Criminal Indictment Number 2023-0091. As to count one, wherein the defendant Brian Walsh is charged with murder in the first degree, what say the jury? Is the defendant guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
Guilty of what, sir?
Murder in the first degree.
Murder in the first degree, so say you, Mr. Foreperson.
I do.
Guilty of murder in the first degree, so say all deliberating jurors.
I do.
Thank you. If you could hand that back to the court officer, please.
This guy would move to poll the jurors.
The jury may be polled.
Thank you. Juror number one, juror in seat number one, as to the verdict of murder in the first degree, is that your verdict?
Yes.
Juror number two, is that your verdict?
Yes.
Juror number three, is that your verdict?
Yes.
Juror number four, as to the charge of murder in the first degree, is that your verdict?
Yes.
Mr. Foreperson, is that your verdict?
Yes.
Is that your verdict?
Yes.
Juror in seat number 8, is that your verdict?
Yes.
Juror in seat number 9, is that your verdict, please? Juror in seat number 10, is that your verdict? Juror in seat number 13?
Yes.
Is that your verdict?
Yes.
Juror in seat number 14, is that your verdict?
Yes.
And last juror, is that your verdict?
Yes.
Your Honor, all jurors answer affirmatively that the guilty of first degree is their verdict.
The verdict may be recorded. Please
Thank
be
you.
seated.
Proceeded.
So jurors, I want to thank you for your service on this case. I know that it went a little bit more quickly than we were expecting, but your service has been substantial. We're in the third week of this trial, and I appreciate all you did to be obedient to those rules that I placed on you and for your conscientious service as jurors in this case. I will be back to meet with you privately in a moment. You should feel a weight lifting off of you right now as I'm releasing of you of those requirements. You can talk to anyone about this case or no one at all. You can do whatever research you wish to do about the case or not at all. You go back on social media if you want, news media. And I'm supposed to release you from that burden of being open-minded. But I hope you always go through your lives with open hearts and open minds, new experiences, and new people. I'll be back in just a minute to meet with all of you privately. Thank you very much, jurors.
Jurors exiting, all rise. Jurors, follow me, please.
When are we going to be in a position to have the victim impact statements and conduct the sentencing in this case?
Your Honor, I believe that we could do it as early as Wednesday of this week, but I believe if it's available to the court, we can also do Thursday or Friday.
I know that Friday's definitely not a good day for the court because I have other things scheduled. I anticipated the trial was going to be running, so I scheduled other things, although we could do it Friday morning. Does the defense have any preferences to the timing of the sentencing?
Your Honor, given the Commonwealth's recommendations, we'd actually request Wednesday at any point, if that's possible.
All right, I think it will be. I'll just, the only reason that I wouldn't do it on Wednesday is I do want the victim impact statements, regardless of the implications of the jury's verdict. It may have bearing on my sentencing on the other counts to which he pled guilty.
That's right.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All rise.
Matter is continued to December 17th at 9 a.m. for sentence and position.
Thank you, Madam Clerk.
Court stands in recess.
Thanks, everyone.
As you just heard, Brian Walsh has been found guilty of first-degree murder in the murder of his wife, Anna Walsh, January 1st of 2022. This was a case that had only gone on for a mere 8 days of testimony, all by prosecution witnesses. Defense did not put on a defense on a case. Brian Walsh did not take the stand in his own defense. We do know prior to the trial, he had pled guilty to lying to police in this case and to dismembering and disposing of his wife's body. The jury got this case after lunchtime on Friday. They had one request about evidence and the organization of it. Other than that, no questions. Went home for the weekend and came back this morning. And as you can see, 2 hours after arriving, they have come to a unanimous decision of guilty in the first degree for murder.
And of course, the standard for that offense was premeditation. There had been a lot of question during this trial whether or not the Commonwealth proved beyond a reasonable doubt that Brian Walsh planned to murder his wife. And the jury has come back today to say that they believe he did, finding him guilty of first-degree murder in addition to those 2 other charges he pled guilty to before this trial began.
We were wondering if they would put a second-degree murder charge on the ballot to give the jury a possibility.
You guys, I don't think I can play this now because it's no longer a live feed. It is now just commentary. So I'm going to stop sharing and let's talk this out. I am so glad that I was wrong. I have never been gladder to be wrong because I thought second degree, everybody. I thought for sure second degree. I thought first degree was a stretch without a body, without, you know, I can't wait to hear what those jurors said. People in the comments, you were saying that too. Grammy Bug, his handcuffs are orange. Look at this guy. He tried to use a rosary on that first day and they made him stop. This manipulating. Oh, thank you, Christine. We can turn it, oops, no, off. Can you tell? There we go. Okay, fixed. Thank you, Christine. I can't believe it. I am so relieved. I'm so relieved. And all of this means that when he pled guilty to misleading the police, the sentence for that now will be longer because he misled a police in a first-degree murder charge that he was found guilty of. The court system worked here, Agatha. Yes, it did. Justice for Anna. I wonder, let me know in the comments. I wish they'd show us the courtroom, like who was sitting behind Brian. Well, I guess you can't really tell who's sitting on what side since the prosecution and the defense were like right behind each other. But I wonder, were Anna's friends that testified, were they there to watch the verdict come in? Was Alyssa Kirby there? Was Jem Mutlu there? Were her coworkers there? I wonder. Because we did see some groups of people that were clearly sitting on other sides of the aisle from each other. Wow. Angela, I thought for sure it was going to be second degree. I thought for sure too. And I want to keep my eyes and ears and everything peeled because what's going on with Brian's mom? Was she helping in the cover up? Do we know? Have we heard from the law enforcement and from the district attorney's office that they're not pursuing anything against Brian's mom? Have we heard? I don't know. Oh, Grammy Buck said it. His mom is also being sued for the damages to the house. Okay, now that it's considered murder and Brian did it, she will be held accountable even for what the police did. TMDB said if there was any chance that he didn't plan it out in advance, his first degree would be his own fault for lying to his own lawyers and manipulating the case. Brian was sitting in the middle. This time he was, usually he's on the end, but this time he was flanked by his lawyers. And I was going to say it so that he could cry on both of their shoulders. But this was before the verdict came. And yeah, I hope they do something with her too. Carol, did you see? Did you see what happened? TMTB says Diana is not cooperating. Well, I hope there's some investigation being done on her because he couldn't have done this on his own. Who was watching the kids when he was going from dumpster to dumpster? Who was watching the kids when he was in the basement? He had that child lock, remember the police said there was a child lock on the door? Wow. And Agatha, the best part, first degree. They said there were 40 plus people there on Anna's side on Friday. I need to look into that. I need to find out who was there. Wow, everybody. And they came back quick. Like we were saying earlier, it was like 4 hours on Friday, and today, 2 hours. Exactly, Charlie. I think so too. I think she knows more than what she's saying. Absolutely. And not only does she know more, I think she had to have helped. I don't know. His internet searches sealed his fate, Steve says. Grammy says his mom was found in contempt in her housing case, and all of her appeals were denied because she wasn't cooperating and producing the evidence when it was due. Interesting. Thank you, Grammy Bug. TMDB says the child lock didn't keep the kids out. The 6-year-old could slip past it. This is what he did to point down there. And this is what everyone is talking about now, right? Those kids. Those kids. Yeah, Carol says hopefully they will pursue the charges of aiding and abetting against Brian's mom. Brian was dumb. Yeah. Isn't it lovely that he was grandiose and dumb at the same time? Grammy Buck says she has to. He's such a mama's boy. How could she not? He probably called her, cheering to her. And we heard poor Anna. She said she felt that Brian's mom never liked her. Yeah. I hope her sister takes the kids too, Agatha. I don't know why that hadn't happened. The kids are in foster care right now. And all we know is that Anna's sister lives in Canada, I think. You know what would be great? And now I'm living in a fictional world, okay? If Jem got the kids, that would be lovely. Because he had a big heart for those kids. Yeah. His sister lives in Canada. Thank you. Thank you, Sharona. Angela says so too. I think that would be ideal. I mean, assuming that Jem wants to take on 3 boys, but he seemed to really, really love those kids. Yeah. Maybe they had to wait until the process is over if he was innocent. That's a good point, Agatha. That's a good point. Do they live in English-speaking area? Kathy Lou asks. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. This was a fast trial though, right, everybody? It was like 8 days. I mean, no, wait. It was 8 days, and then the prosecution rested. And you could technically call it 7.5 days because Friday was a half day. Then the defense rested on Thursday, and then we had closing arguments last Friday. Yeah. First degree with no body. Yeah, Angela. Yeah. This evil guy. What he did to that poor woman, to those poor kids. Evil, pure evil. Yeah. Agatha says in the foster care are specialized people to care for kids. Charlie says he was still going to prison for the other 2 charges. Yeah. Agatha says the sister most likely speaks English too. It's our #1 foreign language in school in Europe. Yeah. Well, everybody. Yeah. Carol says that is awesome. Due to trying cases without a body is nearly impossible. Criminals out there that consider doing this, look what happened. It's possible. It's possible. Yeah. No emotions from him too. Smug look the whole time. And I'm going to go zoom in and slow down and see if his face changes at all. I wish we had footage from the front. Remember in Karen Reed's trial, we saw the footage from the front. Yeah, I wish we could have footage to see how his face dropped or didn't drop, you know? Wow. He thought he would get away with it. Yes, he did. And I love when they're arrested quick. Like there was this guy, I think Anna was murdered. Now we can say it. It's no longer allegedly. He is convicted of murdering her. Anna was murdered on January 1st. He was arrested for misleading the police, I think January 10th. And then charges of murder or murder was at the end of January. So he got caught in less than a month. He couldn't even hide the evidence. He got caught in less than a month. Yeah, I know, Grammy Bug. Why are they doing that to people they claim they love? That's why we all have to be very careful. We have to be very careful. When we decide to get in relationships with people, and that could be professional relationships, it could be romantic, it could be friendships, take your time. Take your time. Make sure that morals and values line up, that direction in life lines up. I like how Will said that they were going to get together and they were going to talk about their 1, 3, 5, and 10-year plans. Those types of conversations, in my opinion, that's intimacy. That's how you know, are you aligned in what you want to do? Do you have the same vision for the future? And you want someone that's going to cheer you on, not hold you back. Yeah. Words and actions line up. Thank you, Agatha. Yep, it takes time. What he did, that's right, Angela, it does. I hope so too, Vi. I hope that this is a lesson to anyone else that tries to do something awful like this. Yeah, I love the investigators too, Carol. I'm really surprised because the defense could have called Michael Proctor. It was on their list. I'm surprised they didn't do that, to try to say, look, this is the corrupt Massachusetts Police Department. This guy, Michael Proctor, is on, I forget what they did. He's on leave, or they fired him. I don't remember exactly, but yeah, Steve says anyone who did what he did got him first-degree murder because you need to be unstable or psychopathic to do that behavior. Some people are just evil. I've been talking about this case with my mom. My mom's so cute, everybody. She stays up till like 3 in the morning playing computer games and watching TV. And because of that, she sleeps until, I don't know, 11 a.m. So my mom, Proctor was fired. Thank you. Thank you, Jen. My mom and we were chatting, I want to say Friday or Saturday, and my mom wanted to see some of the trial footage. So I showed her when Jem was talking, I showed her when Alyssa Kirby was talking, I showed her some of the forensic evidence. And my mom was like, I want to watch it on Monday. What time does it start? And I'm like 6 a.m. And she's like, no, no, I can't. So now in just a couple of short hours, I will call my mom and I will tell her. My mom will also be very happy and relieved at the news that this guy was found guilty of first degree. Dateline in 48 hours in 2020, I am expecting an episode this weekend. Okay, we have the verdict. I'm sure you've been preparing. We need to see it. We need to see it. And they'd probably be interviewing people like Jem and Alyssa Kirby, maybe Anna's sister. Yeah. Yeah. Well, everybody, I want to thank you so much for experiencing this with me, for being here with me as we watch the nanny TMTB. Yeah, I wish they spoke to the nanny. And maybe Dateline, don't disappoint me. You're my favorite. Keith Morrison, this is you. Please, Keith Morrison, you do this case and you go talk to the nanny. The PI, I want to know from the PI that Diana Walsh hired. Yes. Yeah, Vinny Politan too. I don't know if I pronounced his name correctly, Charlie. You got it, Miss Chloe. We got justice. We got justice for Anna. It unfortunately does not bring Anna back. This is what we were talking about earlier this morning. All Anna wanted was for him to just go to jail for a little bit. And now look, Now Anna's gone and he still has to go to jail. You idiot. Idiot. And your boys don't have their mom. Good morning, Oh Lemon. Did you hear what happened? Yeah. Quick sentencing. Yes. So they're saying the sentencing will likely happen on Wednesday. I will keep my eyes and ears open for that. The problem is on Wednesday from like 9 to 11 a.m., I'm not going to be able to go live. So I will do my best, but I'm hoping they don't do it Wednesday and they do it Thursday. Or their dad will be in jail. Yeah. And one day they might go look up this trial footage, you know? Sharona says his mom isn't under investigation for anything to do with the unaliving or the cover up. That's too bad. Oh, Lemon, yes. He was found guilty of first-degree premeditated murder. It's amazing. You know, Agatha, I don't know. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah. All right, everyone. So I will keep my eyes and ears peeled to find out when the sentencing is going to happen, when we'll hear victim impact statements. I really do want to see that. I want to see who's going to come up and talk. And it would be nice to see, like if Jem and Alyssa come, it would be nice to see them speaking more candidly. I think they had to be a lot more reserved and not show too much emotion and passion towards what they were feeling. And it would be nice to see them really let it out and talk more about their interpretation of things that were said versus these are the exact words that were said. Grammy Buck says, I know I shouldn't feel happy that he was convicted, but something inside me feel is like finally justice for one of these poor persons that are being slaughtered. You know what, Grammy Bug, I get that feeling that maybe you shouldn't feel happy, but I think we should. I think we should, because this is what justice is. This is evidence being presented in a scientific way where 12 people that are impartial, that are unbiased, you know, put together. And what's the alternative? He lives his life normally? Yeah. Yeah. They're supposed to have them from the children. Really? Oh, no. Oh, no. Those poor kids. That's a good point, Demian. Maybe not happy, but relieved. That's a good point. That's a good point. I agree. Justice is about closure. Hopefully the family can learn to cope with this tragedy. Those poor kids. Oh my goodness. To have them right, I don't know. I don't know. They're so young. They're so young. Well, everybody, thank you so much for spending this time with me. I will keep my eyes and ears and everything peeled. And I just want to thank you so much. Thank you so much. I've enjoyed so much of our conversations that we've been having. I've learned so much throughout this trial about the judicial system that I didn't know. And yeah, I thank you all so much for being here. I will keep you updated, and we need to talk about what we want to live stream next. I appreciate all of you so much. Thank you, everyone. Bye.